Hey folks, it is day 14. That's right. I should be showing signs of the infection if it's as virulent as they said it was. And remember, got most of you people thinking this was an end of the world pandemic plague. And I said, I have been in this business way too long. And been through way too many end of the world pandemics to be buying into this bullshit. But no, people had to go out and buy up old toilet paper, panic buy all kinds of shit, including guns and ammunition. I've been off for 2 weeks. You know what I would have liked to really done? I'd really like to go out to the desert and do some shooting. Just some basic training, just keep everything sharp and have some fun, because to tell you the truth, I find shooting to be very relaxing and enjoyable. Can't replace ammo anymore. It's too goddamn expensive because idiots went out and panic bought guns and ammunition. And what was normally a 19-cent round is now somewhere north of 60. And what was normally, say, bought in bulk and got a good deal, 29 cents, well north of 90 cents a round in bulk. I've seen that. And I'm just sitting there on my joints in Florida. Don't get me wrong. Free market guy, you charge what the market will bear. Unfortunately, the market's full of freaking morons that are charging an arm and 3 legs, like that idiot that was charging $70 for a bottle of hand sanitizer. He should have been drug out by his fucking heels. Anyway, no change in attitude, no change in appetite, no change in anything. I'll even give you the basic specs. I was born in 1963. I am a 56-year-old overweight white male ex-smoker. Okay, so I'm not the 80-year-old with underlying conditions, but I could be that second tier. I was in the ER for 5 hours. Those aren't spirit fingers either. And the hospital provided absolutely nothing. Nothing. Not a mask, not a pair of gloves. There was a sink in the room and I was able to wash my hands. I wasn't the patient. I was there with the patient. 5 hours. Now the patient tested negative and was shipped out to a rehab facility, a skilled nursing facility, to continue healing. And I was just sent home. And so I started this. I just started tracking on this log. But before that, on the beer logs, I was making fun of the whole pandemic because SARS, MERS, hantavirus, plague, typhus, H1N1, bird, swine, whatever other flu has come down the pipe, Ebola. They're all supposed to have killed us. They're supposed to have wiped out life on Earth as we know it. Now, there are still people buying into this bullshit. Any single case. One single case. I'm not super healthy. I don't eat anything special. I don't exercise nearly enough, which is why my fat ass is overweight. I do. Pushing on the internet. Never fails. Turn the camera on. Somebody's got to come over and help. Anyway, I've survived way too many friggin' pandemics to buy into this bullshit anymore. I refuse to be terrorized by people who look at fear as a weapon, as a motivational tool. People believe you're stupid. They're right. Everybody is stupid until they learn. And once you learn, you're no longer stupid. You're learned, or learned. is what it is. We could do the whole thing on cognitive dissonance, where you just can't change some people's minds regardless of the facts. It shifts their belief system way too far over what they know. People are stupid. If you can't look at new information and reevaluate and cast new judgment, then you're stupid. Anyway, I want to just do the top headlines relating to coronavirus today. He's a Beltway guy, right? Top infectious disease doctor rips CDC director after he tells CNN he would not treat COVID-19 with life-saving hydroxychloroquine. On Thursday night, CDC Director Dr. Robert Redfield joined CNN, where he was asked if he would administer life-saving HCG treatment to coronavirus patients. Dr. Redfield downplayed the drug despite the hundreds of lives being saved. Yeah, so Dr. Stephen Smith, who has saved dozens of lives with HCG treatment, responded. I met Bob Redfield. He's a nice guy. He's a Beltway guy, right? This is Beltway fights and stuff, and I'm not about that. He hasn't treated anybody with COVID. My team and I have treated over 115 patients. This drug works. It's not a Democrat or Republican thing. There you fucking go. So, gee, you think maybe Redfield and CNN might work for people who consider you to be morons? Yes. There's a bigger fight going on than just Bernie isn't going to be president, but most people can't get their head that far out of the box. They were if they stick their head out of the box and cut off. It's not. Just stick your head out of the box and look around, you realize you're inside a box. Can't operate out of hysteria. Dr. Carson says 98% of coronavirus infected will recover. I'm going to tell you, back in late November, early December, I came down with a medium cold that turned into a really nasty upper respiratory infection. I survived. Symptoms sound an awful lot like what's going around now. Ben Carson says there's not enough attention being paid to the number of people who have recovered from coronavirus, noting that the number is going to be about 98% of all the people who get it. There you go. More fraud exposed. Washington State Coronavirus Field Hospital will be dismantled without treating a single patient. And Washington State was where they had it burned through that nursing home. Washington State was responsible for the majority of the early numbers that came in regarding fatalities, even though at the time they were hiding the fact that the people died from complications and they had caught the coronavirus. So, you know what? If you have emphysema or if you have COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, or something along these lines, and you get something like this, it'll fucking kill you. Trump, death toll will be substantially lower than the 100,000 predicted in an increasingly flawed model used by the White House. That was issued by the WHO and the IHME, the International Health Metric and Evaluations, whatever. Remember when I told you this was more than just an R&D thing, folks? It's a freedom serfdom kind of thing, but hey. You're not ready for that, then don't bother. If you are, there's all kinds of stuff out there. I love this one. Awful. Reporter Yamiche Alcindor race baits Surgeon General Jerome Adams after heartfelt statement about coronavirus to the Black and Latino communities. She is trying to out-race card the black guy because she's Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Cuban, whatever. Not too long ago, I had to fill out paperwork to purchase a firearm. And on there, it asked me if I was white Hispanic. Well, if I'm having to answer whether or not I'm white Hispanic, how does she get to play the fucking race card? Just saying. More bullshit. These people are fucking evil. That's truly where the division is. It's between good and evil. But if you tried to explain it to some people, they think you were speaking from the Bible, talking about Jesus. I'm not. Your religion is your own thing. Your spiritual belief is your own thing. I can give fuck one. Until you decide you want to come to my house and tell me I have to convert or pay taxes or you cut my head off. In which case I'm going to say, fuck you. There's going to be a lot of us laying on the floor bleeding to death. Not just me. Just saying. Victor Davis Hansen, an accurate coronavirus mortality rate will lead to greater confidence and allow America to get back to work. No shit. Victor Davis Hansen's a really, really smart guy. On my Minds page, I'll post a bunch of his stuff. Basically, he was on the Ingram show, Ingram Angle, or whatever it is. And he's explaining that you're being lied to by these people for political gain. And more than that, you're being lied to by these people for power. So that's really all they're interested in. The people that start this kind of bullshit have more money than they know what to do with, and the people whose names you know are nothing more than toadies to them. Literally foot soldiers. They're 7 levels removed. Unless you're a crazy tinfoil hat person and you go poking around, then you get to fight names. Most people think George Soros is the devil. George Soros works for a minor demon in a separate branch that the devil just happens to oversee once in a while. That being said, George Soros is an evil prick and deserves to be jailed for it. From the numbers, only 150 Americans to date with no pre-existing conditions have died from the coronavirus. 150. Remember when they said it was going to be 20 million? Then they knocked it down to 2 million. Then they knocked down to 81,000. Then they knocked it down to 60 some odd thousand. Today it's probably down in the 30,000s. Blowing smoke up your ass. Less than 10,000. Way less than 10,000. Less than the average flu season. Way less than the average flu season. A lot of those flu deaths, by the way, also related to underlying conditions, but they don't want to tell you that shit either. Very few Americans are dying to date from the coronavirus, which had no pre-existing conditions. Based on the most recent data, this number will shock you. And there's a table, and I'm not going to read you all the shit from the table. Coronavirus fatality rate by comorbidity. Comorbidity means pre-existing condition. That thing everybody thought was super important in the Obamacare package turned out to be a giant horseshit. So if you have cardiovascular disease, clogged arteries, bad pump, confirmed death rate confirmed cases 13.2, death rate all cases 10.5. Okay, so 3.2% increase. Diabetes 9.2, 7.3. 2% increase. Chronic respiratory disease, emphysema, pulmonary edema, chronic obstruction pulmonary disorder. 8% versus 6.3%. Less than 2% jump. Cancer, 7.6 versus 5.6. 2% jump. No pre-existing conditions. 0.9%. Okay? I'm telling you folks, these people are taking this shit and they're using it like a sheepdog to herd the fucking sheep right up to the gates. And if I had a Judas goat, like some of these, pick any of these talking heads on television to run you right into the fucking slaughterhouse. This, by the way, is supposed to be another factor in making sure you die from the corona. I still don't have any corona. I still haven't been showing any signs. And I actually switched to this one today, but I don't like it as much. It's got a cakey taste. It's not what I want. I'd go back to smoking cigarettes, but I like the breathing thing. To be able to breathe. New German study finds coronavirus mortality rate at 0.37%. Go figure. 10 times less than the flawed WHO numbers that sent the global community into panic. Hold on a second. I'm going to lie to you folks, and it ain't me. Then again, I'm not making any money off of this. What the fuck do I know? Ron Paul blast fraud. Dr. Fauci says Trump or the people should fire him. Yeah, they should. Fauci's been around forever. Fauci's as deep state as they fucking come. He's another piece of shit. Trump's miracle drug. French study of over 1,000 plus patients, including seniors, sees 98% success rate with hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin regimen. But Orange Man's bad, and he's lying to you, and you gotta trust CNN because they would never lie to you. And those people aren't in the least bit evil. Not even the ones that practice those deviant friggin' lifestyles that some people give a shit about, and I personally don't. Although, I will say this, I am waiting for Joe Biden to drop out. They're gonna burn him. The DNC's gonna say, dude, you don't have a shot in fucking hell. We're replacing you with Governor Nipple Rings. I'm waiting for Trump versus Governor Nipple Rings in the presidential debate. That, my friends, will be interesting to see. Especially when Fredo gets all upset and tries to put the fucking whack on him. Alright, folks, that's it. I'm fine. It's been 14 days. I am fucking clear by everybody's standards. You saw the amount of bullshit that these people are putting out there. Gave you the numbers. Stop buying into the bullshit. So when the fucking sheriff comes along and says, I'm going to give you a fine for not wearing a mask, tell him to go fuck himself. Take the fine, then sue the city. You can't gather here. You can gather any way you fucking want. Well, you can't go to church on Sunday because it's Easter and you fuck you. Okay? People are drones. These people are literally the stormtroopers that work for Vader. Remember, Vader was a puppet. Palpatine is truly evil. Is what it is. Alright, folks, I will do no more of these unless I turn up with the coronavirus, which I'm pretty sure at this point I'm not going to. Been nice, though. Adios, folks. Remember, wash your hands. Wash your hands. Be healthy. Just stay the fuck away from people. They're disgusting anyway. Adios.